Genesis 1. When God began creating the heavens and the earth, the world was a shapeless, chaotic mass. Darkness covered everything, and the Spirit of God hovered over the dark, swirling vapors. Then God said, "Let there be light," and light appeared. God was pleased with it and separated the light from the darkness. He called the light daytime and the darkness nighttime. This marked the completion of the first day. God said, "Let the vapors separate to form the sky above and the waters below." And it happened just as he commanded. God formed the sky, lifting the vapor above the waters beneath. This completed the second day. Then God said, "Let the water beneath the sky gather into one place so that dry land can appear." And it was so. God named the dry land earth and the gathered waters seas. He looked at what he had made and was pleased. God said, "Let the earth burst forth with life. Every kind of grass, seed-bearing plant and fruit tree with seeds inside its fruit. Let each kind produce more of its own." The earth responded and brought forth vegetation of every kind, and God saw that it was good. This completed the third day. God said, "Let bright lights appear in the sky to shine upon the earth, to separate day from night, and to mark the seasons, days, and years." And it was so. God made two great lights, the sun to rule the day and the moon to rule the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the sky to light the earth, to govern day and night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God was pleased. This completed the fourth day. Then God said, "Let the waters be filled with living creatures, and let birds fly through the sky above the earth." So God created the great sea creatures, every sort of fish and every kind of bird. God looked at them with pleasure and blessed them, saying, "Multiply and fill the seas, and let the birds increase throughout the earth." This brought the fifth day to its close. God said, "Let the earth produce every kind of living creature, cattle, reptiles, and all sorts of wild animals." And it happened just as he commanded. God made them all, and he was pleased with what he had done. Then God said, "Let us make human beings, creatures like ourselves, to be masters over all life on the earth, in the skies, and in the seas." So God created humanity in his own image. In the image of God, he made them. He created both male and female. God blessed them and said, "Multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and every animal that moves upon the land. Look, every seed-bearing plant and every fruit tree is yours for food, and the animals and birds will eat every green plant that grows." God looked over everything he had made, and it was excellent in every way. This completed the sixth day. Genesis 2. Now, at last, the heavens and earth were successfully completed with all that they contained. 2. So on the seventh day, having finished his task, God ceased from this work he had been doing. 3. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he ceased this work of creation. 4. Here is a summary of the events in the creation of the heavens and earth, when the Lord God made them. 5. There were no plants or grains sprouting up across the earth at first, for the Lord God hadn't sent any rain, nor was there anyone to farm the soil. 6. However, water welled up from the ground at certain places and flowed across the land. 7. The time came when the Lord God formed a man's body from the dust of the ground, and breathed into it the breath of life, and man became a living person. 8. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden to the east and placed in the garden the man he had formed. 9. The Lord God planted all sorts of beautiful trees there in the garden, trees producing the choicest of fruit. At the center of the garden, he placed the tree of life and also the tree of conscience, giving knowledge of good and bad. 10. A river from the land of Eden flowed through the garden to water it. Afterwards, the river divided into 4 branches. 11 to 12. One of these was named the Pishon. It winds across the entire length of the land of Havilah, where nuggets of pure gold are found, also beautiful bdellium and even lapis lazuli. 13. The second branch is called the Gihon, crossing the entire length of the land of Cush. 14. The third branch is the Tigris, which flows to the east of the city of Asher, and the fourth is the Euphrates. 15. The Lord God placed the man in the Garden of Eden as its gardener, to tend and care for it. 16 to 17:2. But the Lord God gave the man this warning: You may eat any fruit in the garden except fruit from the tree of conscience, for its fruit will open your eyes to make you aware of right and wrong, good and bad. If you eat its fruit, you will be doomed to die. 18. And the Lord God said, It isn't good for man to be alone. I will make a companion for him, a helper suited to his needs. 19 to 20. So the Lord God formed from the soil every kind of animal and bird, and brought them to the man to see what he would call them. And whatever he called them, that was their name. But still, there was no proper helper for the man. 21. Then the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and took one of his ribs, and closed up the place from which he had removed it. 22. And made the rib into a woman, and brought her to the man. 23. This is it, Adam exclaimed. She is part of my own bone and flesh. Her name is Woman, because she was taken out of a man. 24. This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife in such a way that the two become one person. 25. Now, although the man and his wife were both naked, neither of them was embarrassed or ashamed.